He's Jim Boeheim, Syracuse head coach. Surprise, surprise. A couple of weeks ago, people are talking about, is he retiring? What was going on at the possible NCAA investigation? I mean, it's been a long year, interesting year, and here you are in the Final Four. Congratulations, Coach.
Well, like Sally Field said, they like me now, I guess, huh? I'm sure, though, you had us in your bracket. I know you've stuck with me all the way. I'm sure Syracuse is still alive, right?
Yeah, why not?
I figured that.
Are you kidding me? That 2-3 zone? Man, when I see that, I say W.
Oh, man. We've been using it for 30 years.
Oh, I know.
It just got popular here.
I like how these coaches are surprised when they see it and they can't get ready for it. You haven't done anything different in 30 years with this.
Well, in all honesty, we have changed it a little bit. I will admit that. It's changed a little bit. And I think the biggest thing is teams don't see much zone anymore. So teams that are really good teams haven't seen a zone really all year. And when they see a zone, it's a bad zone. So I think it's a little bit more of a surprise. Michigan won't be surprised. They're very good against zones, and their coach has coached against us many times and knows how to attack our zone. So it'll be a little different with Michigan. We better get our offense going in that game, or it could be a long night.
Yeah, it might be first team to 50 wins this game.
I think there'll be more than 50 in this game. Michigan's too good. I think they're the best offensive team in the country now that their center is playing well. They were very good before he started playing well, and now he's playing really well. And they're a different team today than they were 2-3 weeks ago. So a really good team. It's a great Final Four. I think Wichita State's playing great basketball, and Louisville clearly is the best team in the country right now, and should be a great couple games, 3 games down here in Atlanta.
Talking to Jim Boeheim, Syracuse head coach. You want to talk about Mike Rice or Ed Rush?
Well,
you pick.
I hope that Ed Rush, I know him a little bit. I hope he just said that joking around. Let's get this, meaning if he needs a technical, he needs it. I don't think he would really seriously say, I'm going to do this. I think that, to me, was a joke. I think it's a bad joke. You made a couple. Come on. It was a bad joke, but I don't think he should be fired. I know Mike Rice. I've known him a long time. He's an unbelievably passionate coach, but you can't watch the video and say this is okay. You can't. I mean, I watched a minute or 30 seconds of it, and I couldn't watch any more of it. It was the video was. It's just you can't do. I mean, you can't do one of those things, let alone repeated things, and it's too bad. He's an unbelievably passionate coach, and I think a good coach. But
how physical can you be with your players, Coach?
You can never touch them. You can put a hand on their shoulder. You can. I put 2 hands on guys' shoulders and looked at them right in the eye. Verbally, we get a little crazy sometimes. I think verbally, we get after them. You can't say, when somebody's really not doing what they need to do, you can't say, please, would you do this? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to get verbal. You have to get intense. You can't touch a player. You can't throw something at a player. That's basketball or anything else. I've thrown a basketball, but I've thrown it against a wall, which I think is okay. But
let's say video of your practice got out, or snippets of your practice. Yeah. How would you feel about that? How would we react to it?
We tape them all. You can take anyone you want. We tape every practice.
There would be nothing in there. Nothing in there that would be embarrassing.
Nothing close. The only time I'm verbally over the edge would be probably in the locker room at halftime in a really, really poor performance. And I've actually heard some of our players get more verbal than I do in those locker rooms on their teammates, saying, what the heck is going on here? So, no, in the locker room, I wouldn't want my words, my language to get out. It's not good language, and I know that. sometimes you get overly going and your language is bad, and I wouldn't want that scene. But practice, you could watch any practice you want to watch.
Let me go back to Ed Rush, because he's in a position of power. So I can joke he's in a position of power, and it just so happens one of the officials carries out the joke, and you tee up a guy who didn't have a technical. If I told you that somebody was going to say this, the head of officials in the ACC, and they were joking, hey, somebody, if you ring up Boeheim, and then all of a sudden you got a technical with 4 minutes to go in a big game, would you be reacting differently?
I'd probably be upset, but I think that, it really, you have to look at the whole situation and know everybody and know the demeanor, and ask the 20 refs that were in the room if they really thought this is, you mean this, and I'd ask the ref that called the technical, is this somehow related to this, or is it just that you thought this was a technical? Again, it's bad judgment, and I have to think that he was not serious in that situation. That's what I think. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think we're allowed some things in this world today where you get crazy, get a little, like Mike Montgomery's a great friend of mine. He admits he kind of grabbed Crab, his player. I've done that not in a long time, but I kind of grabbed the player before. I don't think that's anything close to something you should be fired for.
No, not fireable, but Mike didn't understand what he had done in the moment, because we watched it. He was in the moment, then he watched it, and then he realized that he embarrassed the kid, and he was wrong for that. But I didn't say fire him. I just said, he should understand to apologize.
Yeah, I think so. If I was the kid, he scored the next 10 points, I'd thank him. But, that's, I'd say maybe I needed that wake-up call,
If you, what is the role of the coach? Now, you had the moment in the Louisville-Duke game with Kevin Ware. As the opposing coach, Coach K was just sort of I don't think you know what to do, but I'm asking you because you've been around this game a long time. Is there a role for the opposing coach if something like that, a kid gets injured on the other team?
There really isn't. I mean, I think that Kevin Ware really saved the situation for Louisville, and I'm sure he was in shock when he did it, but him saying to his teammates over and over, just win the game, I think got his teammates back in the moment to go win the game for Kevin. And I think him saying that got them back into the game. I think it's bad for both, for Duke, just anybody to see that. It's hard to go back out and play basketball. We had a similar thing. A cheerleader fell from a pyramid in one of our games years ago when they allowed those stupid things. And the whole building was silent for 30 minutes. And the game, it was hard to get the game back going. It really was. But, it's just a devastating situation. And you just feel so bad, for something like that to happen. And it just, there's not much you can do. Injuries in sports are, it's part of sports, but, you don't usually see them like that.
You remember when the first time I really spoke to you when we weren't on the radio was we were in San Antonio. Remember Kevin Costner would always have a Final Four party? Yeah. I remember that. He became pretty good friends of ours over the years. We played golf and did a lot of charity things over the years with Kevin. Now, what was it about the Final Four that seems to capture his imagination?
Well, he's a big basketball fan. I met him when we won in the Big East tournament just after his movie had won the Academy Award, I think, the next year. And he just walked back. The manager said, Kevin Costner wants to come in and talk to you, Coach. And I said, yeah, right, okay. And here he came. He came in, and it was during another game. We had won a semifinal game, and he sat there, and we talked basketball for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And he said, I'm coming to Final Four. And he came for about 8 or 10 years in a row to the Final Four. He's a huge basketball fan, and he's a good guy, and one of his good friends is a Syracuse guy, so he can't be all bad, Had to like that part.
Well, don't screw up my brackets this weekend, okay?
I'll try not to. I appreciate your support. I really appreciate you sticking with us through that 4-game losing streak. I knew you were positive the whole way.
Absolutely. Give me a good 2-3 zone.
We probably didn't get out of your first round. You probably had us with Seth Davis losing to Montana out there. And, we got through that one?
Yeah, you did. I had you squeaking by Montana.
And then losing to Vegas, probably. All right.
Now, I had Cal over Vegas, but I had you guys. You know what? You didn't pick you in your bracket.
We can't do that. So just within the family, we have one. And I've still got Syracuse going.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Your kids might have somebody else.
Way, my wife is here, and she says she's not going to ever ask you to do our gala again after 10 no's. So,
but tell Joy, tell her I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that.
I'll tell you the same thing. We had Jerry West speak once at our banquet, and the guy said he wasn't good, and I told the guy he doesn't have to be good. He's Jerry West. Well,
he's the logo.
Dan Patrick. You're Dan Patrick, so you don't have to be good. Just show up.
Oh, man. All right, you win the title. I'll do it.
All right, you got it.
Fair?
Next year, you'll be in Syracuse.
Be in Syracuse. Wait, are you guaranteeing a national champ?
No.
Jim Boeheim is guaranteed.
You have to do that, don't you? You do that every time I talk to you. Goodbye.
All right, buddy. That's Jim Boeheim, Syracuse head coach. He's on to me.